Greetings, everyone. Today I have two new ammunitions to show off. Now, this is going to be the start of a little series I want to do on this channel where I get some random ammunition, say for, my Mosin, my Mauser, or my SKS, or what have you, and compare and contrast, different costs of ammunition and different surpluses at 50 and 100 yards, the range I go to, just to see how accurate they are and what you are getting for the money. So, let's first start off talking about this SKS ammunition that I got. Show the camera here. This is Yugoslavian 7.62 by 39 M67 ball ammo. Now, all of that cyrillic there, I don't really know what it means. I assume it comes on stripper clips. 40 KOM looking thing is probably count, and you got lot numbers and all that cool stuff. So this does come on stripper clips. There are 4 clips per box and 160 round pack, so 16 clips in total. And let me actually just show you what that ammunition looks like. There you are. There is your 10 rounds. It looks a little aged, a little old, but otherwise looks intact. It's a bit dusty too, which is interesting. The clips themselves are a little bit dusty, but these are going to be nice original clips that aren't going to hang up on, paint or whatever else, because a lot of repro clips, the clips I got, are terrible because they have paint on them and it's a pain in the ass to use them. Anyway, now what I find interesting about this ammunition, I'm actually going to show you a single cartridge here. See, there's a primer sealant. This was actually made by Igman in Bosnia. I've used Igman ammo before, and I can confirm that it is incredible ammunition. By the way, this is a 123 grain projectile, probably moving around 2,350 feet per second. That's fairly standard for 7.62 by 39. Anyway, so there's that ammunition. This is Berdan primed and absolutely corrosive, but it doesn't bother me any. I made a bit of a mess of the box, but you can see that's how the clips are packaged. Now, what I'm wondering with this ammunition, what was it actually used for? Because this is dated like 1980 something. I've seen a lot on these heads. I've only checked a few rounds, but all of them have said 1984. My best guess, my absolute best guess, is the VZ58 rifle, because even though it's an AK, it can in fact be fed via 10-round stripper clips or charger clips. So that's probably what that is for, which is interesting. So I cannot wait to get that stuff on the range and see just how good it is. It shouldn't light strike or hang fire. I'm really hoping it doesn't. But it will be corrosive, so I will have a video on dealing with corrosion in a semi-automatic. Anyway, now let's move on to more modern surplus. This surplus is actually not corrosive, but fair warning, assume all surplus is corrosive, or else you are going to have a very bad time. So, this ammunition is 7.62 by 54 rimmed. There should be an R there, but there rarely ever is, but it is rimmed, by PPU. Now, you might be wondering, what the hell is this box? Well, this is actually from a 2019 canceled military contract. By the way, these are 182 grain projectiles. So, let me actually show you what it looks like on a Mosin Nagant stripper clip. There you go. There are your 5 rounds, comrade. Take one of these bad boys off. And it has primer sealant, which is something I've never seen for PPU. Normally, I assume, because I haven't really shot a whole lot of PPU ammo, they don't really bother with the primer sealant because, most of it's going to civilian stuff. Now, what I'm most curious about this cartridge is who was it for? Because, it's 7.62 by 54 rimmed. All that rim action and, all that taper. This is not 308. This is not made for any NATO country. Now, I'm not so sure if PPU actually does contracts for NATO. It wouldn't surprise me if they did. but they are based in Serbia. And I think we're kind of cool with the Serbians. I don't know if they're part of NATO, but still. Who is this ammo for? Like, no, seriously. Because my first few guesses are like Ukraine or Africa. But I'm not so sure. If anybody has any more information, or if there's information here that I just don't know about, I would be extremely curious. But yeah, it's just kind of interesting. I really do wish I knew who it was for. Now, this stuff is Berdan primed, so it isn't reloadable. At least I'm not so sure it's reloadable. I think you can, in fact, reload Berdan primed, but it's probably a pain in the neck. I will say, though, this ammo wasn't too expensive for the quality of this ammunition. Now, normally, 7.62-54 rimmed, the stuff I get is normally around 70 to 75 cents a round. This was about 86 cents a round. So I'm wondering just how much difference that's going to make out of my M9130. I don't think it's going to make that big of a difference, but we'll see. I normally don't buy 182 grain. It's been a very long time since I've shot 182 grain. However, it's going to probably work extremely well, and it's probably going to be extremely accurate. My Mosin, I have confirmed, is a very accurate rifle. Hitting the bullseyes at 100 yards isn't the most difficult thing to do with that thing. Same thing with my SKS. My SKS just has a bad trigger. My Mosin has a very nice trigger. But yeah, we'll just see. Next time I go to the range, I'll show off the results. Now, I won't be able to film at the range, not yet. I need to become a member, then I'll actually be able to do some shooting footage, which is a lot more exciting than me just showing off pieces of paper with holes in them. Yes, I know, I'm sorry, but I just cannot film at that range yet. I don't know of any other ranges that are close by that are actually cool and that are open to the public, so there's my little paradox there, which is probably not the right word, but anyway. By the way, if you're curious about these clips, that's a reproduction clip. I only have repros. I don't have originals, and a lot of my originals are getting very, very worked in. One or two of them I can actually load like Mauser clips. I can just straight up, I don't even need to brace the top cartridge. So if you don't know how to load a Mosin a gun, you basically do this action. And then you give a good old heave-ho while doing, like that. And that will almost always allow you to load the rifle very, very quickly. However, it's getting to a point with some of these clips, as you can see, this is pretty loose. I can just sort of Mauser-style thumb, and it will, I don't know how easily I can show that on camera, but I basically just put the tip of my thumb on the back of the cartridge in the middle of it or something, and I can just shove it in. It only takes a little bit of practice and some finagling, but the stripper clips for the Mosin are fine. Now, why did I get the M67 ball? I could have probably gotten more ammo for less of the price. True. However, actually, that's not actually true. This ammo was super cheap. It was like 55 cents a round. But why? Well, the stripper clips. That's my reasoning. Because I have quite a few stripper clips, but most of them, until now, were reproductions. And like I said at the beginning of this video, they had paint on them. They still do. I need to keep sanding and working them in. But they don't want to work very well half the time, and it's obnoxious. I've learned how to deal with it, but it is just so much better when the clips actually just friggin' work. So, anyway, those are my plans. I am going to have a video showing off the accuracy of this ammunition. I have no doubt that the M67 ammo and the PPU 2019 ammo are going to be fantastically accurate. Steel case, 148 grain out of my Mosin is extremely accurate. Any old 7.62x39 out of my SKS is super accurate. And I'm very curious to see just how much more accurate the Yugoslavian surplus is. Because 9 times out of 10, from what I've seen, surplus tends to be pretty goddamn accurate, and when it comes to Mausers, a lot of people prefer shooting surplus because you get tighter groups, because of the higher velocity and all of that stuff, because PPU underloads 8 Mauser severely. Regardless, I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's just me talking and me showing my hands every now and then, and there's a flag in the background, but you know, this is the kind of content I want to do. I'm very curious of different types of manufacturing ammunitions and all that. I will test some modern stuff. There's some 5.56 I want to try out of my RDB. The heavy stuff, it has to be heavy, or else it's not accurate. And there's also some modern 760x39. Now, as for say 77x58 Japanese out of my Arisaka, eventually I'll have hand loads and I can show that off. But that ammo is expensive and there's not a lot of variety, so that sucks ass. But same thing with the Mauser. Once I get the rear sight really fixed, because it's still hitting super high, even with PPU, I will show off like Yugoslavian versus Romanian. And all that cool, nerdy gun stuff. Anyway, this video dragged on long enough. Very cool that I got this ammunition. I spent in a total of about $163 for all of this, including shipping and everything. I got this stuff from SG Ammo. I cannot leave a link in the description for fear of YouTube being a prick about it. And how much ammo did I get? Well, I got 160 rounds of M67 ball ammo, and I got 60 rounds of the contract PPU. Only 60. I could have gotten more, but I didn't want to spend any more. So, that's fine, right? That's more than enough ammo for a range day, and more than enough ammo to actually just see how accurate this ammo is. Really, I only needed 2 or 3 boxes, but I decided to grab 4. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. And remember, in Trilby, we trust.